Alright, I think we're recording, so here's what's going on. This is a game called Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it basically takes place in the middle of classical Greece, which is what we're studying right now, and so I thought it'd be a good idea to show you what, well, artists have rendered the ancient ruins of classical Greece would have looked like. So right now what I'm actually standing on is one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. We've already talked about a few of them in our class, you know, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Pyramids of Giza, and I just swan dived off of the Temple of Zeus. And I kind of regret doing that now because I'm going to have to go all the way around to the back. Basically, what made this thing so special is there's only really one other temple in Greece that makes it, that's this special, and that would be the Parthenon in Athens, and I'll go over that briefly later. But this is the Temple of Zeus, and considering the time period, they did a pretty good job constructing all of this. That Zeus old boy over here is made out of gold, stone, and ivory. So we're going to get a little bit closer and get on top of him. He won't mind, I'm sure of it. But anyway, take a look at all this architecture. This, even by today's standards, this is pretty impressive stuff. And now, keep in mind, there's no steel reinforced beams, no concrete, or there might have been a primitive version, but not the stuff we use today. Still, quite the impressive feat for everything they've done. Let's see, I think there's also like a little icon over here that, no, that's outside the building. So, but as you can see over here, we have people that are praying and worshipping Zeus. He is the head of the Greek pantheon, the head of the gods, if you will. And they have left him all sorts of offerings, typically to ask him to sort of win Zeus's favor. And I'll let you decide how successful that was. But unlike the ruins that were today, because this is not left standing, but unlike the ruins that are here today, you can see that while today everything's been pretty much bleached white, what's left of it, most of this is actually very well taken care of. There's a lot of color, there's paint on a lot of it, and a lot of gold that has been looted through the centuries after. Because keep in mind, we're running through classical period. We're about 400 years before the birth of Christ, so yeah, quite a bit. Now let's see what our little tidbit of information is right here. Orating contest, portraits of philosophers. Oh, it's an orating contest. They're basically practicing giving speeches. Yeah, in Olympia right here, this is also where they would perform Olympics regularly. I don't know why the dancing's going on, but we'll do with what we can. So let's continue to sort of look around. Just a wee bit. Now over here is where they would give burnt offerings, and one thing that I actually just learned from the game was that apparently the burnt offerings wasn't just, you know, burn everything to a crisp. They would actually burn offerings up to the gods, but the gods would apparently only need to eat the aroma, so you could still actually, say you were cooking a steak over it, you could still eat the steak. You just need to let the aroma go up so the gods could have their share. Nice of them. I personally, I think I'm getting the better end of the deal if I get to eat the steak, but they just get to sniff it. I'd be pretty ticked if I could only get to sniff it, but hey, that's just me. One more little tidbit for the road. Zeus's thunderbolt, reverse type of stature for Ellis's stuck for Olympia. This is just a symbol that you would find around Olympia. Oh, got a little thing. That's nice. Alright, let's get the bird's eye view. Get it? Alright, I'll show myself out. But in all seriousness, this is what Olympia would have looked like from the sky, or at least a rough approximation of it. Now, you can see a little bit over there, there are actually some stands that, where they would actually